Well, in this video, I'm going to be going over a few different topics with you. One, where to find some sensors. Two, where to find code. And three, what are libraries and how to install them if you're having some code issues. So what I've got going here is I just pulled up some sensors. This is the same ones that I purchased. I have these working, so I know they are a reliable product and that they do work. So these are just a temperature sensor, and they're a waterproof one. And I bought these because I wanted them to be similar to the Logger Pros that I have through my school, and those are really expensive. They're between $50 and $100 a pop, where I can spend $9 and get 3 of these. And to wire them up, it's really, really simple. So I bought these $9, and just some tips. Well, when you're looking for sensors, I would scroll down and look at the user comments. The people that are buying these are probably pretty good at it, and they're willing to give you an honest review. And so the one that I found helpful was this person's here, Tom, because he actually gave us the code that we are going to need. And so you may want to look for something like this either in the product description or in the comments. So I followed his advice, and I went over to GitHub, and I went into some other sites that I'll pull up right now. This is an Arduino thermometer with DS18B20, which is exactly what I bought offline. They may not look exactly the same, but the code that's going to run them is identical. So what I did here is I scrolled down. It actually told me everything that I was going to need to complete this project. So if you don't have those, you can source them on Amazon. You'll find that they're ridiculously cheap. All of the boards, with the exception of just like 2, are pretty much interchangeable. The Arduino Uno and Gennaro Uno, along with the Leonardo and the Mega, all of those will work perfectly. So you don't have to get different boards every single time. So I come down here on his page, and he's got schematics, super helpful on this project hub, and he has all of this code. So I literally just copy and pasted it. He does have the file here. It's called an INO file, and that will open up. And I've already got it popped up here on my library. So I've got these from Amazon. I've got the code typed in, but when I hit the upload button, even when it's plugged in, it doesn't work. And so the first things that you're going to find is that you're going to get errors that it doesn't know what the board is, the COM port error. All these are really simple. So when you first plug in your device, every single time you need to go up, and you need to go up to Tools, and you're going to go down to the port. And sometimes it'll just display 1, and all you have to do is click on it. So we just need to tell what COM port is it on, basically what channel is it in. And then we need to come here and we need to say, what board are we using? And it usually recognizes this one for us, but sometimes for whatever reason, it'll select the wrong one. So I'm using the 2560 Mega. So make sure that is, come back up to Tools for a third time. And now instead of the processor, we're going to go to board. This is the one that it will not set correctly. I just ran into this error. And so I'm going to come down here, and I want to make sure that I am on the correct board. If you have the Uno, you're up here. The Nano, I am on the Mega 2560. You can see there's a ton of boards here. And so we're going to click that. Now you're going to click here, upload your code, and you're going to start getting some errors that talks about libraries. And I wish I could show you those errors, but mine are already set up. But you'll see them down here in this debug section at the bottom, and it'll tell you that there are some library issues. So if you're new to coding, all the libraries are is another set of code that is very specific to what you're using. So we're using these sensors, and they have 2 libraries that we don't really need for anything else. And we don't need to worry about writing the code because somebody else has already done that. So what we're going to do is we need to install them. Well, if we go back to our Amazon comments here, pull it up. He tells us in these comments that we're going to need a couple different libraries. He says that we're going to need the, where's he outline that? He says that we're going to need the 1-wire, and that we're going to need the Dallas temperature. And if you cross-reference that in the project hub, he also tells us that we're going to need these 1-wire and the Dallas temperature one. He provides us the 1-wire, so just download it. But usually a quick Google search will get you this as well. And so it comes into your downloads folder. Now you may be used to having to unzip your folders, but you don't have to in this case. You're going to come back to your Arduino, and you're going to come up to where it says, let's see, Sketch, and we're going to go down to where it says Include Library. Now, these are the list of default libraries, and then you can see down here I have my contributed libraries. Yours will be blank, and you're just going to go to Add Zip Library, and wherever you save it, mine always saves to the Downloads folder, and so there's the one-wire library, and I'm just going to open it, and it's going to then install it, and it'll tell it, like mine's saying the name already exists, it's already there. Yours will say library included, and then you can come here and you'll be able to see that it's included. Now our sketch already calls this library, so if you were to try to upload it right now, it still wouldn't work because we don't have the Dallas temperature one. So back to the old interweb, and now he recommends that we do a Google search for it, and so I did that for us. And let's see, it's another project I'm working on. I did a Google search and it brought me to a few different websites, both of which have it. I got it off of GitHub, but this guy actually has his own website dedicated to the Dallas Temperature Control Library, which you can download it from with a link back to GitHub. And he even has the one-wire library there as well. So these are really easy to Google search for. It's not always going to be the same to obtain the library, but you should always be able to find the library. The tricky part is, I think, installing them. So once you have that library, again, you go back to your Arduino, you come back up to where it says Sketch, Include Library, we're going to add a zip. Mine's in the Downloads folder, and we find it. This one is called the Arduino Temperature Control Library Master Copy. It's got some other ones in there as well. Open it, add it in. You can then see, I'll do it again. Oh, already there. So if we come back to our library list, you can then check to see if yours is in there. Dallas temperature, Dallas temperature. Now we have everything set. We've got the right port, the right processor, the right board, and all the current libraries installed. So you can verify your code to make sure it works, but I think it's right. So we're just going to click upload. And now she's compiling. And it's all uploaded. So my sensor is currently working, and I can prove that to you by going to my sketch. I lied. Under tools, and we can check out the serial monitor. And so the serial monitor is being printed back from this area in our code. This one tells it to, and the temperature right now is 23 degrees Celsius. You could also see it graph this temperature by going to our serial. Nope, that was the monitor. We want a serial plotter. And now we can start to see a graph pop up if you look right here. And I'll just kind of hold the sensor in my hand. And you can see the temperature heading up. So as intimidating as this all looks, it's relatively simple because there are other people out there that have already done all the hard work for us, and we just have to copy and paste and install the right things. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me.